Hello everyone, welcome back to part 2 of my garage declutter. Now I'm not going to lie here. Before I started recording this second part of my garage declutter, I stood here and I felt very, very overwhelmed. The first half of my garage declutter was a lot easier to do, and I didn't really think that the second half was going to be so bad, but when I stood here and looked at all of this, it felt quite overwhelming to me. And I think if we can just normalize that feeling of overwhelm, especially when projects get to this degree where everything just seems quite insurmountable, and you look at the project, the task, and it just feels a little bit too much. And this is why we should be decluttering regularly, consistently, moving stuff out of our homes before it actually gets to to this insurmountable task or project. But it is what it is, and I'm going to start here, kicking off with my question of, is there anything that doesn't belong in this garage or in this space, whatever space you are decluttering? So some of these questions are going to be repetitive, the similar ones that I have asked in my part 1 of my garage declutter. And I'm just going to be, going through these same things in my head as I'm working through all of this clutter. So some of these items that you can see me moving out here are a duvet cover that actually is brand new, but it's the wrong size. It's not going to get used. There's broken items, so they don't need to be in here any longer. There's a wooden shelf that used to be under my kitchen sink, and I'm just not going to end up using that at the moment, so it's going to go. And then the dog bed, which my dog, I still have my elderly dog Ayla, but she hasn't used this dog bed for a long time. So instead of leaving it in my garage, which I could, but instead of leaving it down here just taking up space, I'm going to actually just advertise it on one of the community pages, and I'm sure someone will gladly take that off my hands. Now, what you can see me doing here is obviously folding laundry. This laundry, what do you call it? Laundry stand, clothes horse, has been down here for a long time. I did have a laundry system that was working quite well for a while, but then all of the clutter just started to mount up, and it became very difficult for me to actually get to this clothes horse. So while it's still summer here in New Zealand, I'm still going to use this. It's still very, very usable, and something that I can just utilize elsewhere. So I'm going to take it outside and hang my washing on it while it's still warm and sunny, and it can dry a lot more easily outside in the fresh air. This second half of my garage declutter took me a lot longer than the first half, and there was a few reasons why. I think the questions that I was asking myself as I was moving through all of this clutter were not as clear cut as they were when I did the first half of my garage. So for example, with the first half of my garage declutter, I was able to just look over all of the items that were on that side of the garage and quite clearly identify, this is rubbish, or this is something that needs to be taken up to the second-hand store, things like that. So I think that was why, this second half of the project felt quite overwhelming, because I just had to stand there for quite a long time and just kind of oversee the whole mountain of clutter and look at the items and think, oh, okay, well, this is, what I'm going to do with this, and this is what I'm going to do with that. But you can see here I had a swimming pool actually that I took outside that was in a big long plastic container, and I'm going to take that outside. It's something that I am going to declutter, and it will either go up to the secondhand store or I will advertise it on one of the community pages, probably for free. So that was a big item that was good to get out of my garage. And then you can see these flowers here, a box of faux hydrangeas, which are lovely, but when I got these, I didn't realise that there were so many of them. It was buy off Facebook Marketplace quite a while ago. So these have been sitting down in my garage for way too long and taking up space. So I'm going to donate most of these probably on the community page, and I'm just hand-picking some of the nicer ones out of here for me to keep. But, I don't need 40 or 50 faux hydrangea heads just cluttering up my garage or my home. These, I'm sure, will be taken by somebody else who will get the joy out of them as well. And there's a couple of other items here hiding amongst all the clutter that I will also take up to the second-hand store and declutter them. I'm getting to the stage now where I can kind of see more clearly now, and it's not feeling quite so overwhelming. These two items, the heater and the dehumidifier, I can identify as seasonal items that I will be using again, so I'm going to keep those. Now, what you're seeing here is embarrassing, but for me, just the reality of what living in a very cluttered environment looks like, I guess. This is how I have been doing my washing for many months now, and I think I've just got to the point where everything has just been so cluttered in here. There's barely room to move, as you can see. There's a drum kit in front of my laundry, my washing machine here. And to be honest, I've just got used to how this has been. It is so crazy. I always think, when I go and have my hair cut, and afterwards I think, why did I leave this so long? And gosh, it feels so good to have had that trim done of my hair. And when I finally managed to get this space clear again, it was the same feeling like, oh my gosh, I can't believe I have left this so long, and this is what I have been doing each day, multiple times a day, and I've just been living with it like this, and it's not okay. This is not how we're meant to be, doing life. This kind of clutter, not only is it physical clutter that we can see in front of us, but it becomes such mental clutter as well, and it's taking up precious space in our heads, and it can become very, very toxic, and it raises cortisol levels. It's very well known that clutter riser of cortisol levels, the stress hormone, and when we clear these spaces, it is no wonder that it just feels like a burden has been, a weight has been taken off our shoulders, and our minds feel so much clearer and more at peace, as well as the space that we have decluttered. So these next items are very, very sentimental items, and let me tell you a little bit about these items. So they are wedding dresses, and I had two weddings to the same person, but I had a official wedding in the UK, and then I had a second wedding in New Zealand with my family, and this was many, many years ago. I have been by myself for 11 years now, And these wedding dresses have been moving from house to house with me each time we have had a move internationally, or just going from one home to another home. And last year I did try to declutter them. I was mentally prepared for that, and the kids and I went on holiday, and I took these dresses with me, and I was going to give them to a lady who takes wedding dresses and makes them into beautiful gowns for children who are born sleeping, so stillborn babies. But she never got back to me. I think she probably is overwhelmed with the number of wedding dresses, wedding gowns that people are, trying to declutter, and think it would be a lovely idea for them to declutter too. And I totally agree with that. So since last year, they have been back in my garage, sitting there. And I think this sort of question of decluttering around sentimental items, a lot of the time it's not so much a question, but more a time frame of when you have acceptance that it is actually, the right time to declutter that item. And I think that timeline is going to look different for different people. So for me, sentimental items a lot of the time is around a feeling of being able to let that item go, and just a realization that it's not serving you anymore in any way, and you have reached that point where you just have total acceptance in your mind and your heart and your soul that you can actually let that item go. It's keeping you in the past, and for us to truly progress and be able to move forward, then letting those sentimental items go can be very rewarding and very freeing. I'm not saying this for all sentimental items, but I think for me and my wedding dresses this time, it felt like it was okay. It was okay in my heart to let them go. So I actually have put them in the bin. They have got some stains on them. I never had them professionally cleaned, right in the first instance after I had worn them all those years ago. So when you're actually seeing this video, they are well gone. They are at the dump somewhere in my city, and they will never be worn or used again. So that felt good to finally have made a decision around those two sentimental items. And I hope this is some encouragement to you, that if you're finding it hard to let go of a certain sentimental item, that you can just give yourself some grace and understand that sometimes it is literally a time factor where you just need to give yourself some time and some space and some grace and just some thinking and just settling time in your heart and your mind and your soul before you actually feel ready to declutter that particular item. And I think when you finally do, it will absolutely feel like the right time. It will feel very freeing rather than it feeling like a heavy weight or a burden that you are decluttering that item. And it will be the right time, whatever that time is. So at this point in my garage declutter, I am feeling like I am definitely making huge gains. Most of the garage is now decluttered. I do have items out on my driveway that I need to either take to the second-hand store, or they need to go to the dump, or they just need to have some further decisions made on them. But either way, they will not be coming back into my garage. So I'm at the point now where it's feeling much less overwhelming and more calm and it kind of spurs you on to actually finish the project. And now I can focus on some of the more, I guess, aesthetic parts of the project. So some of the questions I think I haven't asked today, but there are many items still in my garage that I could ask, including socks that need to be decluttered, cords that need to be decluttered. I have a bucket of tools here that at some point will need to be looked at. But certainly looking at, do I own multiples of items? When was the last time I used this item? Is this item still functional and safe? Those are all valid and important and helpful questions that we can be asking as well to actually help us make those final decluttering decisions. Sorry about the light here, but I just wanted to show you the items that I am throwing away or taking to the secondhand store. So I have an old fan and some carpet, some other just random pieces of wood, and a thing that went in the back of my daughter's car. This table here, and of course these faux hydrangeas are going to be put onto Facebook Marketplace for collection, and actually they were collected very, very quickly. The pool, still yet to try and get rid of that, but that's okay, we will get there. And then the back of my car, as you can see, is full of items to either be returned to the store where I bought them from, or just to be taken up to the secondhand store to declutter, and somebody else can get the use, the joy out of them, rather than them sitting in my garage just not getting used at all. Still some work to be done here. I always find that if you just take the stuff up to the secondhand store as soon as you have decluttered it, well, as soon as you can, it's going to be out of your hair, out of your space, and works a lot better, I think, if you can get it out of your home as soon as you can. And here is my finished product. It is worlds apart from where I started. And what is so crazy is that my dad came around to my house the other day, and he had a look in my garage, and he said, "Oh gosh, Kate, it looks so wonderful. What did you do with it all?" And I sat there and I thought, I really had to think about it. So I videoed this 2 weeks ago now, and in the last week I have taken things up to the secondhand store. Things have gone to the dump, the tip, and things have gone on the community pages and been given away. But I think the crux of it is that it was just so much stuff that wasn't actually in its rightful place, or really any place that it was meant to be. And a lot of the stuff I have actually kept. It's just been sorted and actually been given a home within my garage, and swept the floor and taken some things out. But most of the stuff that was in here amongst all of that chaos is actually still in here. So that just goes to show that when we keep things tidy and organized, and every now and again doing a declutter to keep on top of all the items that are in here, then it truly can just give a wonderful result at the end. I hope this has encouraged you to either start or to continue with your own decluttering projects in your home. If you can just even start in a small space, then doing that and setting yourself up for a win will just spur you on to move on to the next decluttering space. And before you know it, your home will be feeling so peaceful and calm. Thank you so much for joining me today. I hope you have a wonderful week ahead of you, and I will see you hopefully in my next video. Take care, my friend. Bye.